Rajinikanth, R. Madhavan.
जो आदमी दिन में 3 घंटे सोता है वो सिर्फ देश के बारे में सोच रहा है कि हर वक्त उनके दिमाग में देश की भलाई है.
Suniel Shetty.
I've always said I'm a huge fan of his. As much as I love my country, I love that man. There is something about him.
Kajol.
Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. He is somebody whom I really, really look up to, and I think he's famous for the exact right reasons, and the reasons are 101. 101 वजह हैं जिसके लिए वो फेमस है.
वरुण धावन.
वो आपको पॉलिटिक्स के चणक्या कहते हैं. मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि ये एक्चुअली हमारे देश के हनुमान है जो निस्वार्थ देश की सेवा कर रहे हैं.
I can go on and on and on with plenty more such names and clips. Honestly, one single episode won't be enough for the celebrity queue outside the ruling party's PR office. Some admire the policies, some admire the politics, some admire the personality, and some simply admire whoever occupies the throne. Power has always had admirers. Kings had court poets. Today's rulers have so-called celebrities. Different century, same dance. Now you might be wondering, what does Rajinikanth touching the feet of Ajay Singh Bisht, better known as Yogi Adityanath, have to do with anything? I'm sorry, everything. How can you justify a 70-year-old cultural phenomenon, 72 back then, a man who taught an entire generation how to flick sunglasses? How to flip cigarettes?
I went to the bathroom and I see Rajni Garu throwing cigarettes like this. One shot, he threw a cigarette here, it came straight in his mouth.
A man whose style was copied, whose very walk became a celebration, bending completely in half before a politician more than 20 years younger than him. And that too, when you came from a state like Tamil Nadu, a land built on the unyielding foundation of the self-respect movement. You can't just say it is my habit to fall at the feet of yogis and sannyasis. I don't think anyone can claim the title of a yogi when the entire political brand is fueled by engineered division, exclusion, and a carefully weaponized hatred for every community and religion other than their own.
अगर वो एक हिंदू बालिका को ले जाएंगे तो कम से कम 100 मुस्लिम बालिकाओं को ईसाई बनकर के आ जाता है तो उसको आप फादर और मदर कह करके कभी वो मदर टेरेसा के नाम पर भारत का ईसाईकरण करने की साजिश करती है. प्रशासन से FIR दर्ज नहीं करवाएंगे बल्कि कम से कम 10 ऐसे लोगों की हत्या उससे करवाएंगे जो लोग.
The Bhagavad Gita doesn't describe a yogi by the color of his clothes. Did he? Chapter 6, verse 29 defines a yogi with absolute unyielding clarity. Sarva bhutashtamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. The true yogis, those who have genuinely united their consciousness with divine, see with an equal eye. They see all living beings in God and God in all living beings. Not just those who look like Him, not just those who pray like Him, not just those who vote for Him. A true yogi doesn't ask which religion. A true yogi asks which human being. A true yogi lowers hatred, not rises its temperature. A true yogi doesn't use state power to demolish houses, bulldoze livelihoods, or look at citizens through the polarizing lens of voter bank. That is a standard the Gita sets, and every public figure who invokes spirituality can be measured against that standard. Now, let us talk about the chocolate boy, R. Madhavan. He says Prime Minister sleeps only 3 hours a day because he's constantly, selflessly thinking about the country. How exactly do you know that, Madhi Bhai? Unless you are the one pulling the blanket over him. my mind immediately goes to his famous song, the timeless masterpiece sung by Bombay Jash. सर्दी की रातों में हम सोए रहे एक चादर में, or as the original Tamil track beautifully puts it, ஒரு போர்வைக்குள் இரு தூக்கம் जरा जरा महकता है बहकता है. भाई जरा जरा बहकना था, तू तो पूरा ही बहक गया. You truly deserved Padma Award for this. Next up, येड़ा अन्ना, सुनील शेट्टी.
ये नहीं, मेरी पोती 15 महीनों की है. हर रोज सुबह एंड somebody had told her, मोदी जी, that's it, one photograph somewhere. आज हर रोज सुबह आती है, एक साईं बाबा का बुक है जिसमें मोदी जी की फोटो है, बड़ी फोटो है. वो उसे खोलती है, मोदी जी बोलती है, गणपति की मूर्ति के पास जाती है, वहाँ लड्डू मेक बिलीव लड्डू लेके आती है और उनको खिलाती है.
Imagine having all the wealth, all the privilege, access to the world's best education, the finest schools, the finest books, the finest opportunities, and yet somehow raising your children to be this spectacular level of irrational. In normal times, you might expect the anchor to laugh at this, but instead, the anchor follows up with full solemn reverence.
15 महीने से लेकर 65 years तक.
Absolutely.
He's captured.
Capture is a very interesting choice of word, because journalism used to capture power. Now power seems to capture journalism. I think pretty soon, people who remember the normal times will become abnormal watching all this abnormality. 101 reasons she said to admire Modi. I said tomorrow if Modi loses power, this exact same people would flawlessly replace the picture of Narendra Modi with a picture of Rahul Gandhi. They would say there are 1 or 2 reasons why Rahul ji is the ultimate savior of our democracy. You see, Bollywood isn't new to this game. This isn't a modern innovation. This is old. This is ancestral.
गांधी परिवार, नेहरू परिवार ने भारतवर्ष के ऊपर सदियों से राज किया है. वो राजा हैं, हम रंक हैं. हमारा स्नेह, हमारा प्यार, हमारा आदर उस परिवार के लिए हमेशा रहेगा.
Back in history, there were musicians, poets, dancers who performed in the courts of kings, singing glorious praises of whoever sat on the throne. They didn't worship the character of the man. They worshipped the weight of his crown. They didn't care about the ethics of the empire. They cared about the security of the courtyard. Kings changed, the flags changed, the language of the songs changed from Persian to Sanskrit to English to Hindi. But the dance never stopped. Different century, same Darbari culture, same thumka. The only real difference is the currency of the reward. Back in the day, a court poet would get a bag of gold coins for a beautifully crafted line of praise. Today, you get a clean slate from the income tax department, a sudden case of amnesia from the CBI, and a permanent invisibility cloak against the AD. We buy the expensive tickets, we swallow the overpriced popcorn, and we look at these people on 70mm screens, foolishly mistaking them for the conscience of our society. We watch their scripted heroism on screen and assume they carry an ounce of that steel in the actual spines of screen. But you forget that an elite artist's spine has always been the most flexible material in human history. It bends, it twists, it stretches, and folds completely in half depending on which way the political wind is blowing. The commercial contract is brutally simple. You pay, they play. The transaction ends cleanly the exact millisecond the theater lights flash back on. So why the hell is the common man volunteering as an unpaid digital infantry? Why are you trending supportive hashtags for them? Why are you losing your sanity fighting bitter wars with total strangers in the comment sections, defending the people who don't even know you exist? They live behind high-tech biometric gates. You live behind high-interest bank loans. They lose sleep over opening weekend collections. You lose sleep over month-end collections. They have talent managers whose sole job is to multiply the income. You have corporate managers whose sole job is to multiply your workload. So do yourself an absolute life-altering favor. Stop wasting your finite, precious lifespan building shrines for people who are busy lip-syncing to survive. Step out of the manufactured cinematic shadow. Drop the digital shield and finally start being the undisputed main character of your own damn life.
Be your own hero. Write your own story. Don't chase their glory. Create your own glory. Hero, hey to hero, bun hero.